Hey guys, and welcome to the Leftovers channel, where we review a whole bunch of Mighty Max playsets. And if you read the title of this video, then that's what we're doing here as well. But this episode's a little bit bittersweet because after all these years reviewing so many Mighty Max playsets, I'm down to the last three and I've got them all lined out in front of me. So without further ado, in the next couple of episodes, we're going to be looking at Mighty Max Blows Up Dino Lab, as well as Mighty Max Slays Doom Dragon, and finally, one of the playsets that's been like one of the most difficult to get my hands on, Mighty Max Traps Ratus. What's interesting here is that we've got playsets from each of the three waves of Doom Zones. So Slays Doom Dragon came out in the first series, Dino Lab in the second series, and finally Ratus came out in the third wave of Doom Zone playsets. So we've got a great cross-section of playsets here to check out over the next couple of episodes. So why not start with the playset from Series 1, Wave 1, Doom Dragon. And to me, this is a playset that I got to play with as a kid, and I remember absolutely loving how cavernous the inside of this playset was, with so many little nooks and crannies, and just how well they use the stickers as well. But we'll open it up in a sec. Let's start with the outside. So we've got this really flat, broad looking dragon head, blood covering the teeth, these little beady eyes sticking out. The green obviously works really well for a dragon head, so I'm not complaining about that. The textures are cool. They did mostly a really good job capturing the head of a dragon. There's just not a whole lot of like definition for the actual head. It's broad, it's flat, it's reptilian. But like I said, the outside of the playsets, you know, I didn't find that as interesting as the inside. So let's go ahead and slowly open this figure up. Its teeth kind of give way to these stactylites that like fall down. Is that the right pronunciation? You know, these rock formations all around the jaw. So we have three characters here. Obviously, the Mighty Max figure comes as standard. And then Ravendark, the Sorcerer of the Night, and Doom Dragon. This is basically, on the top level, we have Ravendark's quarters. We've got his library, his book sitting there, his very comfy looking brown chair, and some coffins and skeletons. Who knows why? I guess Ravendark might be a villain. And then underneath on the bottom, we have the cave for Doom Dragon sitting underneath this rickety wooden bridge. And if you look down at the base of the playset, we have this like toxic waterfall creek that flows underneath, washing some more bones out. And even like the sticker detail inside Doom Dragon's cavern, we've got some more skeletons sitting in there and some rocks scattered around the place. So I really love how they used stickers to really give the bottom of the playset a bit more life. And if you look into the rocks and the rock formations, there's like a hand poking out, there's a skull, there's these really cool little features and things that they put into the textures here. So I really like how they created this space and made it feel like a cavern. So as the story goes, Mighty Max teleports into Ravendark's lair, and Ravendark wants to use him as a human sacrifice, which obviously doesn't gel well with the Mighty One. So he hits him with a slingshot, tries to escape, and Ravendark sends the Doom Dragon after him. With the Doom Dragon in hot pursuit, Mighty Max manages to make his way up to Ravendark's quarters where his book is, pick up his book of spells, and throw it into the toxic sludge below at the base of this playset, which turns it destroys Ravendark, I guess. He's nothing without his magic. So the comic really closely matches like what's happening here in the playset, which is kind of cool. Like the story suits what's happening here. In terms of play features, there's not a whole lot happening outside the anchor that connects the bridge to the second level of the playset. We have the cavern for the Doom Dragon, but it's really simple in terms of like actual play features. So the playset itself actually inspired a television episode, which so many of them have, so that's not really a surprise. But all the main characters show up. There is Ravendark, who's being manipulated by Skullmaster. So Ravendark is like making his magic, bringing around the destruction of the world, summoning the Doom Dragon, and it's up to the Mighty One to stop him. And like Norman has a big part to play in this particular episode. He finds his old armor that he used when he was serving under Odin, and he has to go face to face with the Doom Dragon to try and stop it in its tracks. But ultimately, right, nothing can destroy the Doom Dragon. It's really up to Mighty Max to sort of like convince Ravendark that he's being manipulated and that Skullmaster is like pure evil.
Cool. Loki! Skullmaster, actually, but who cares at this point?
The chosen one.
And the end of the episode was actually pretty dark. Like Ravendark ends up having to sacrifice himself.
Leave this place. This is not for your eyes.
Wait! There must be another way!
Ravendark! No! No! What has happened? I have just woken!
It's a great episode. I rate it 8 out of 10. Like, I love how they managed to make this playset come to life and give it a little bit of like context around the characters as well, and give us a little bit of a look at Norman. He was always one of my favorites as a kid. Obviously Mighty Max was cool, but Norman was super strong and basically invincible. He was like the Tick, but as a human. So Mighty Max Slays Doom Dragon came out in Series 1, like I mentioned. It's one of my favourite playsets. I'm really glad that I had a chance to look at it here on the Leftovers channel. As always, I'm going to be putting high resolution images of these playsets up over on the Leftover Culture Review website. So if you want a little bit more Doom Dragon or any of the playsets that I review here on the channel, you can head over to the website to check them out. And like I said, I've got 2 more Doom Zones to review. So stay tuned for the next one, which will be Mighty Max Blows Up Dino Lab. Cheers, guys.